I remember a mum told me in one of the birth preparation classes, she said, Divya, it felt like rape. I felt raped. And she was quiet for some time. This was when I was encouraging her to say no to any future vaginal examinations.
This is the Birth Agni podcast, the fire that brings us alive, that burns myths and opens a channel of authentic natural birth stories. This show debunks the many myths of the medicalized births, showcases the plethora of choices a pregnant couple can make to embark on their empowered birth journey. I'm Divya Kapoor, a certified birth and lactation counselor and an aspiring traditional birth attendant. Let's get the flames blazing high.
Here's $1 million question. Not that anybody will donate a rupee to me for answering this question. No kidding. If you like our episodes, do contribute. A price for a coffee? I would love that. A tea? Some chocolates? Whatever you feel marks an appreciation to all the content brought to you for free. We are soon going to start subscription for special at-length educational episodes, so your little donation helps me and my team in keeping this section of the free content up and going. You can visit the website www.birthagni.com, go to Birth Agni Podcast, that is click on the podcast tab and go to the section Donate. There's a tab for both India and overseas. Here's the URL www.birthagni.com/birthagnipodcast #donate. It's also in the show notes. Now the $1 million question we are going to answer today is, can we avoid vaginal examination? How will I know my progress if there is no vaginal examination? Let me break it down for you. We will learn the physiology, aka how the body works first, regards vaginal examination, and then delve into the not so advanced, aka disturbing history of vaginal examinations in the medicine. It is noteworthy that many traditional midwives, especially in India, would not do any vaginal examination before or during the birth for most women. So let's talk about vaginal examination before the birth. Why do doctors start poking your insides 38 week onwards in an attempt to know when the labor will begin? And do they get any answer? Ever? Birth is a biological process, much like susu potty, right? So our body signals us when the labor starts and gives a lot of signals, especially if you're a first-time mom. Before the labor begins, you get a lot of signals that it's about to start. Now, why do we want to check for it and know whether a mother is about to start labor or not? So probably the answer lies in the fact that a doctor or an organization and the people of the organizations can plan their holidays and time off. Or if I already have holidays as a doctor, I can make up a reason to induce the woman and rush the baby out and go back to my family. That seems to be the only reason and the most straightforward reason for vaginal examinations before birth. Because even if I check your yoni for changes, it can still be weeks before labor begins. So I do not still know how much more time you're going to take. So this entire exercise of checking beforehand is fruitless. It is as per the way every body works. You starting labor would depend on when your body is ready. And there are so many processes happening in the body, individual to each one. And it is on an internal clock and not on a standard. So this information through vaginal examinations before birth do not help a mum in any way. Not a minuscule when she is really about waiting to begin labor on its own. So the first reason for the doctor's knowledge and clerical needs seems to be the most apt one. And a doctor may still do it and insist on you to do it as a mandate. Because culturally we see doctors as the one that is the authority and the one that holds power. She may pressurize you without any reason. Now here comes the abuse. I remember a mum told me in one of the birth preparation classes, she said, Divya, it felt like rape. I felt raped. And she was quiet for some time. This was when I was encouraging her to say no to any future vaginal examinations. So it does not tell you anything conclusively about your progress or otherwise if you and the baby are absolutely doing all right. Now about vaginal examinations during labor. Those who understand the physiology of birth, something I exclusively cover in my childbirth classes, know that birth happens well when undisturbed. And a vaginal examination is an intimate examination, and that can be tricky for your birth progress. It is mostly counterproductive to your birth process and should not be disturbed during labor unless there is an absolute need for it. The second reason would be that dilation is not the only marker of your progress in labor, and there are other ways midwives check your progress. Sign up for the May classes, you all. Having said that, yes, if a baby is stuck or a baby needs maneuvering for some or the other reason, a final way to do that can be to go into your yoni and help. And we can explain this to the mother while she's in labor and still take her consent. Oops, we did not talk about consent, did we? Consent when touching your intimate sensitive areas. That should be a basic right? But unfortunately, medicine and obstetrics has always given these experts some power, and they forgot the basics of human boundaries. And even importantly, that a woman is and can be the decision maker in her own birth. On consent, let's talk about the history of these exams. Well, in the next episode, because it's going to be too long for this one. But if you want to explore this further, we discuss women's experiences with no vaginal examinations in episode 117, 105, 77, specially to listen to them and get further details into how things happened for her, how things navigated, and what else was done to help them during labor when no examination was a part of it. And on the newest guidelines on vaginal examinations now, they are not routinely guided anymore. There is a growing concern on consent required for it. One study says it is surprising that there is such a widespread use of this intervention without good evidence of effectiveness, particularly considering the sensitivity of the procedure for the women receiving it and the potential for adverse consequences in some settings. The effectiveness of the use and timing of routine vaginal examinations in labor and other ways of assessing labor progress, including maternal behavior cues, should be the focus of new research as a matter of urgency. Women's views of ways of assessing labor progress should be given high priority in any future research in this area. I will leave you with another common sense understanding of any invasive procedure, including vaginal examination. They can introduce infection. You can say hello to me, visit www.birthagni.com and book a discovery call with me to chat away your needs and requirements for your birth. I would love to be your guide. Much love, Divya.
There is a field beyond fear, where the body is empowered to take on labor and birth. To land there, it is crucial to take birth education. To enroll into our unique labor and birth preparation course, reach out to us at www.birthagni.com or scroll through all available prenatal and postnatal preparation classes. Thank you for listening, all in the spirit of birth, womanhood, and freedom. Remember, you got the bar. This podcast is about physiological birth and does not offer or claim to provide medical knowledge or diagnosis. Starting a podcast with poor recording tools in the market? It was painful until I found Zencastr. Its high quality audio and video recording, along with the option of a backup, makes it super sturdy and a savior at times. With an easy to use dashboard and super convenient tools for advertising campaigns such as reels and videos, Zencastr is my comfort choice. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code BIRTHAGNI, BIRTHAGNI, and you will get 30% off of your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences I do for all my podcasting and content needs. You may also explore their free hobbyist plan to begin with.